What's up everyone? The market pulled some moves lately, so I figured it's time for us to take a look and see what's going to happen next. So as I mentioned in the past video last week, we do have a resistance level around the 93-94k level, so around here. I also mentioned that here a short was perfectly doable. In fact, you had the opportunity either here when the wick closed and it just went down, so this was an actually good entry for a short, or even around here when it just broke below this small level here that you can see. It just tried to bounce back, so we can say this was sort of a retest and then it just got down. So if you were brave enough, you could have longed around this area as well if you missed the previous move. So great short if you nailed it. I think the logical target would have been 90.5k, somewhere around here, which is exactly where this huge candle with this huge wick closed above. So this was a very, very good short. Even better if you manage the whole move down to 88k. I didn't take this trade unfortunately, but I tried another one in the days after, which I'll show you in a minute. So I tried a trade around here. Actually, we could see it better in the 1 hour time frame. And here you can notice that there's a little downtrend where we had 1, 2 and 3 bounces. When this candle closed, I figured, okay, I'm going to take my chances and I'm going to try a long when this downtrend breaks. I followed my usual rules, so I'll wait for a breakout, then a retest, which as you can see is exactly what happened. We have a breakout, a retest, and then it just went to the moon. There is a slight problem though. I actually got stopped because I was way too conservative with the stop loss, so I longed around here when the breakout happened. I could have waited a bit more if I'm honest. And as you can see, I put the stop loss around this area. Obviously it got stopped. Not much I could do. I lost a fantastic trade. I was even conservative with the take profit target because I put it around here at 91.3k and it went just much higher. Doesn't matter, it's a lesson learned. I'm going to be a bit more large with the stop losses. I'm going to take a bit more risks, but there's plenty of opportunities in the future, so that's absolutely not a problem. Now, what I wanted to show you actually in this video is the price action on the 3 days time frame, which is a time frame I use pretty frequently. And you can see that for the past, almost a month, it's just been an absolute chop fest. It doesn't make any sense. Look at these candles, like this one, okay, it could make sense, it's kind of fine. But this one's like it's huge volatility spikes for the past few days. So as you've seen, this kind of environment is perfect for scalps, obviously for short moves, but it's not great for longer or mid-term moves, like for what's going to happen for the rest of the month. It's very difficult to predict with this price action. Also, since we're on the 3 days, notice how the price action for Bitcoin did a fake breakout of the 200 EMA. Like look here, it just did a fake breakout and then it just recovered and it's fighting for its life right now. And as I mentioned in the past, this red line, the EMA 200, is very important because it was basically the signal of the bull market. Like if you notice, Bitcoin hasn't been below this line since October 2023. This whole move was above the 200 EMA. And now we just went below it for a couple of days and it's just pure volatility right now. To me, this just only means one thing. This is the last line of defense for Bitcoin essentially, because if it happens that the price action is going to close consistently below this line, it's game over. It's done. It basically means that we're not going to go back above 100k anytime soon, and that the next target will obviously be 72k. This scenario that I'm painting in my mind right now, it's also reinforced by the fact that if you look at the weekly chart, you can see that the 200 EMA on the weekly chart is getting somewhat closer to the 72k price action, so it's going to match that price as well. As I always mentioned in the past, this is kind of a moving resistance support level, so everything is kind of a confluence around this level where this line might get close to 72k, the price will go down naturally, and this is a strong support, and I expect some sort of rebounds from here. So in short, bearish scenario, we break down the 88k level, we go down to 72k, hopefully we bounce, and then we consolidate for a bit. Then here during the consolidation phase, hopefully we can have a wide range to trade in and eventually a possible recovery to 100k or above. But now let's also do some copium, because I don't want to be just pessimistic during this video. I also want to give a bullish scenario for the next couple of weeks. So for me, a bullish scenario for the rest of the month will be that the 88k level holds and price manages to follow this channel right here, because as you can see, it somewhat follows it religiously. Like we had the bounce here, we had the bounce above twice. So maybe in the next couple of days, Bitcoin can pull this sort of move, something like this. And then if the same level holds, we can also expect Bitcoin to follow this huge channel as well. Because as you can see, since around July, August, it's been within the limits of this channel. So assuming this bounce eventually gets validated and we manage to break this small but important resistance around 94k, we can actually aim for 100k finally. So having said that, my plan for the next couple of days or even for the rest of December, apart from the occasional scalp, is that hopefully Bitcoin will hold within this range of 88.5k and 94k, which will be fantastic because it's a very predictable range. As you can see, we had plenty of bounces, like bounce here. This is a bounce as well below, breakout. We had a breakout here as well, another one here. We had a bounce here, another bounce here, here, and then we had it here and here in the past couple of days. So overall, it was a very good environment to do long and shorts. But as always, these levels, both support and resistances, tend to weaken over time. Like every time it bounces, the more bounces we have on that level, the weaker it becomes. But hopefully this price action can hold on until the end of December. Also because December is very important as a month. It's the last month of the year and it will define how the yearly candle is going to close for Bitcoin. But as you can see here on the monthly, well, the price looks horrendous for the past 3 months. But this candle right here could also mean a potential reversal. Still, there's a lot of time until the end of the month, and up until the very last hours of December, everything can happen. So as you can see, we're still getting some higher lows. So assuming this pattern keeps going on, maybe my bullish scenario will be more likely to happen. And in any case, I do plan to do one of these analyses towards the end of the month again, just so we can see how this candle evolved. And also, I'm very curious to see how the price action will look like as we enter in 2026. So I hope this video was useful. Let me know in the comments which scenario you think is more likely to happen, the bullish or the bearish, if we're actually going to 72k or if we're actually going to 100k first. Leave a like and I'll see you in the next video.